morning, good morning, good morning. It's Monday. It is Motivation Monday. It is Mental Monday. This is Tiffany Parra, Editor-in-Chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today, we have one of our wonderful contributing writers, Cassandra Hatcher, here with us. I'm going to go ahead and bring Coach Hatcher in. She's going to boogie with me real quick. What's going on, Cassie?
Hey, good morning, Tiffany. I really appreciate you bringing me on.
Yes. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on this Motivation and Mental Monday. This lady right here, y'all, I gotta just tell you, I'm gonna let her go ahead and introduce herself because she is just amazing. So, Cassandra, please just let our audience know who you are. Give them a little bit of your bio, please.
Okay, no problem. Good morning, everyone. My name is Cassandra Hatcher, and I am a certified independent Optavia coach. I'm also a licensed clinical social worker for the past 32 years. So I've been working in the mental health field for the past 32 years, providing services to families, children, and adults. And I transitioned into health coaching as kind of a natural, organic thing for me because of my own health journey and things that I have been through on my health journey. And I really wanted to pay it forward. And I've been able to marry the two skill sets from being a therapist in the mental health field to being a health coach and life coach in my everyday life. And so my journey is very interesting and unique, at least to me. I know everyone has their own journey and everyone has their unique journey, but I've had some pretty interesting things along my journey that have really created this drive and passion in me to have my health be my main focus in my life. I had a tendency to focus on everybody else. And in my field, I'm pouring out to people on a daily basis. And so I unfortunately developed some bad habits about putting myself last and putting everybody else first. And so I've learned that I had these themes in my life on my health journey. And one of them was chronic stress. And so working in the mental health field is not an easy thing to do. You're dealing with pain and trauma and psychiatric issues and all of the like, on a daily basis, which is what I signed up to do, but not realizing the impact that was having on me over time. And then chronic stress in my personal life. I think there was probably about a decade of my personal life where I just, as I look back, I remember feeling like I was on this hamster wheel, treadmill, and I wasn't thriving. I was trying to survive mainly. And I was doing all the things, right? But not realizing that internally, I was creating inflammation and stress in my body unknowingly. Okay. Not that we seek out to do this, but we get into these kind of patterns and habits where we don't even realize we're there.
Yeah.
Then the body starts to talk to you and tell you something is off, something is wrong. And we either take that wake up call or we keep pushing through. I'm a keep pushing through person. And that didn't serve me well. And so I got exposed. My unique journey is that I got exposed to some very serious toxins in my work environment and in my personal home environment. And unbeknownst to me, I have had some genetic markers that prevented my body from eliminating toxins. And so my body held on to toxins. My immune system did not mount up and say, hey, there's a foreign object or a foreign substance that we are dealing with here. Your body will know it and get rid of it. My body does not recognize it. So the toxin stayed in my system. The first time this happened was on a job when I worked in a prison for 5 years. And I was exposed to some toxins that were being emitted in the air across the street from the correctional facility. Um, I didn't know at the time that many of the correctional officers were experiencing respiratory illnesses that were very unusual. And there was a class action suit going on. I got that same illness, but I wasn't part of that lawsuit because I was in the mental health portion of the prison. So I had a friend who was a correctional officer who shared with me what was going on. I started getting sick, start seeing doctors, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. Long story short, I was diagnosed with this disease called Meniere's disease, which
Okay.
took me off work for 6 months. I wasn't
Hmm.
able to walk or drive. I was pretty much in the bed, um,
Wow.
couldn't raise my head off the pillow. Just really, 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 really weird. I'd never heard of it before, but it was a direct correlation and cause from the toxins,
Hmm.
um, per the doctor's reports. So, long story short, again, this kind of started this kind of problem with my health. It kind of broke my immune system down. And I, was still trying to do the things, exercise, eat healthy, but I really wasn't aware of what was going on internally. Still
Hmm.
having a lot of stress in my personal life, went through a very kind of difficult divorce.
Hmm.
And it lasted for a while. And so I was stressed. I was stressed financially and, just a number of things.
Yeah.
So fast forward to 2017, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, this came at a time when I was exercising. I was in a kind of a weight building program where I was trying to build muscle on my frame and get rid of fat. And I signed up for this very intense program. It was for 2 years. I was doing all the things again. I was going to the gym, I was working out
Yeah.
weights, and then I get sick again, and I'm like, okay, my vision started to blur. I had
Oh.
all the classic signs: frequent urination, increased hunger, extreme
Hmm.
fatigue. I thought, oh, it's thyroid, it's stress. Never in a million years thought it would be diabetes, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I go in, I say, hey doc, not feeling well, don't know what's going on. Well, let's run some labs. This was the day before Thanksgiving. She calls me up and she says, I need you. I was driving to the honey baked ham store to get my honey baked ham for Thanksgiving. I need you to pull over. I need to talk to you. I said, okay. So I knew then it was something serious, right?
Right. Yeah.
She said, your A1C is a 12.
Oh,
And that
wow.
is near diabetic coma. Um, did you know you were diabetic? I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. No one ever told me I was pre-diabetic. I didn't get the luxury of being pre-diabetic by the time
Yeah.
I was diagnosed. So it had already happened. And so I was in shock. I stayed in shock probably about 6 months. I couldn't even say the word diabetes out of my mouth. It's
Wow.
not me, not
Yeah.
me, not the
Yeah.
one who works out all the time, not the right?
Right.
So I went vegan. I did all these things to try to reverse, and it did help. Those things did help, but they didn't last. So, because my system was already compromised with the other toxin exposure I had, so this kind of
Okay.
set off a metabolic kind of myriad of things that made my
Hmm.
diabetes very difficult to manage. Um, I've never had to go on insulin.
Oh,
Thank
that's
God for
good.
that. I've been able to keep my numbers relatively, in a good place, not to have to escalate to insulin. But it's been a struggle because
Yeah.
of then. After that, I get diagnosed with another rare disease, which is mold illness. And so, in my environment where I was living, I was exposed to water damage mold, where it's
Oh
not
my
the mold
goodness.
that you see in your bathroom or on fruit or anything like that. It's in the spores that are like in the vents, and it
Mhm.
comes from living in a building that may have had water damage. And so
Okay.
mold is created by the water damage. I have a gene that doesn't rid my body of toxins. So I got very sick again. And
Oh
at
my
this
gosh.
time, it was nervous system issues like almost Parkinsonian symptoms,
Okay.
loss of control of my motor skills and functioning, diabetes regulation out of control, numbers went back up high again. And this is with me doing all the right things, I thought. So I then had another journey to embark on. How am I going to heal from this? What do I do? So I started working with a functional medicine doctor, which saved my life. I went on another pretty extreme dietary plan, which eliminated all grains, all gluten, um, all yeast, um, fats. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. All of
Wow.
those things that we eat, toxins feed off of. Now, this is all foreign news to me. So, this is
Yeah.
all, and I didn't know that they feed off of these things. So, I had to eliminate all of these things out of my diet, as well as take nutraceuticals, which are pharmacy grade nutrition supplements that you can only get with a prescription.
Okay.
And so this protocol I did for a year to eliminate this one particular toxin that was in my system at a very high rate, which was causing all of these medical issues. I lost
Mhm.
my hair, I had alopecia, just a number of things.
Right.
So I did that. Okay. Got the toxin out of my body. We moved. We had to move
Yeah.
into another area where the location I'm in now did not contain these toxins. We tested the environment to make sure that they didn't have the toxins in here before I moved in. And
Yeah.
that's basically what I have to do anytime I move now is I have to test my environment because I have a gene that
Yeah.
doesn't eliminate these things. So my road to health has been very challenging. Who would have known, right? I've never heard
Right.
of some of these things before. But I think the theme that I want to talk about is when we're on this treadmill of life and when we have chronic stress, we need to really take a moment and
Yeah.
really evaluate how we're living because that chronic stress creates inflammation and
Sure
sets us
does.
up to get when we get exposure, our bodies aren't able to regulate. And
Yeah.
if it stays dysregulated for long periods of time, it sets you up for disease processes. That's just the way it is.
That's very
Um,
true.
so
Yeah.
my metabolism needed so much repair, my gut flora, all of those things. I had to really be very vigilant. I did it. I'm much better. I am healed. Um, and I'm managing my diabetes. I don't have any of those symptoms anymore.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is
So
so
this
wonderful.
propelled me into being a health coach. I said, Lord, if I ever can get right, get healthy, I am going to share the news. I am going to pay it
Yes.
forward because I know other people out there are dealing with things maybe unique like mine, maybe not, but just dealing with stuff
Right.
and
Yeah.
not realizing the correlation to our health. And I want to send the message that we matter. We need
We
to
do.
take some time out. We need to reevaluate. We need to pay attention to the little wake up calls we get along the way. They
Yes, we
say,
do.
hey, that headache has been around a little bit too long.
Right.
Hey, those
Yes.
muscle aches, that's not really normal. Hey, all
Yeah.
these little things that we kind of like self medicate
Right.
with
Yeah. Hey,
alcohol.
my eyesight's getting a little blurry. Let me just go get glasses. No, it may not
And
be
that's
that.
what I said. Oh,
Right.
I need some new glasses. No,
Right.
you're
Yeah.
diabetic. you know,
Yeah.
you're losing your vision
Yeah.
um, at a young age. And
Yeah.
so
Got to pay attention to all those things. Most
all those
definitely.
things. And so I'm just so grateful to be on this side of the journey. I don't want anybody to experience what I experienced and kind of be floating out there, not knowing what to do, not knowing what it means. Um, Finding the root cause of illnesses is very important to me. It's a passion of mine because
Yeah.
unfortunately, sometimes our great doctors will just kind of treat the symptoms, but we're not really finding out the root cause. Why do I have this? What
Right.
happened to me? Because the body is designed to heal itself, right? So if we could find the root cause, we can also heal ourselves. But we don't, oftentimes we don't believe that. And we kind of sabotage our success and
Yeah.
our mindset gets defeated. And like, oh, well, this is my story. My mom had
Right.
it, my cousins
Right.
have it, all my people
It's just
had
in my
it.
DNA. I'm just
It's in my
gonna, yeah,
DNA.
right.
Yeah.
And you can beat any of that stuff,
You
but
can.
it's what you said there with, the whole stress. I mean, stress is definitely that silent killer. I mean, and we really need to take a moment just to be still,
Yes.
every day. Just take a
Every day.
moment to be still. Give yourself that self-care, that self-love,
Yes.
because if you don't, you're going to wind up having certain diseases, cancer, diabetes, all those things because you didn't take time to just de-stress. It's
De-stress.
causing inflammation in your body and you don't even know it. Every single time you get angry and that blood pressure raises, that's inflammation in that body.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know so you have to just take that moment. Now, Kathy, during this journey, I mean, it's a mental journey as well. It's a physical journey, it's a mental journey. What are some of the things that you put in place, to just be able to get through this and to be mindful and to be able to just be kind to yourself through this journey?
So that was a process too, because I really had to take inventory of what kind of things I was saying to myself about myself during this
Yeah.
time. And as I look back, a lot of those thoughts and messages were very self-defeating, and very critical. Like, you know, this shouldn't be happening to me.
Mm,
What did I do to deserve this? Why is this happening? Why me? Why me? And when you say why me, that's almost like victimizing yourself.
right.
It's really, why not me?
Yeah.
What makes me any better or different than anybody else? We're in this human body, and we're in environmental situations every day. Some of us know the environment, some of us don't know what we're
Yeah.
exposed to. So I had to change my thoughts from why me to why not me.
Yeah.
This is happening to me for a reason.
Hmm.
Why not turn this around and make this a testimony?
Yes.
Why
Right.
not develop some grit for
Hmm.
yourself? You develop grit for everybody else. You, in the mental health field, try to heal everybody else. What about you?
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And so I just started shifting my thinking from, okay, let's go. Let's figure this thing out.
Yeah.
Let's be your own self advocate, your own health advocate. I stopped taking no for an answer when I would go to the doctor and I try to ask why I'm feeling this way, why my hair is falling out, all these
Hmm.
things. And I would get, well, you're just getting older. No,
Oh,
not taking that for an answer. That doesn't make
no.
any sense to me. Okay. Well, and I would go, literally, Tiffany, I would go back home, I would get on my computer and I'd start doing my own research.
That's right. Do your research, people. Do your research.
Research. I became like a little scientist, and I'm still like that. And I would
Yeah.
just Google stuff and I find out, and I just became engrossed with that process because now it's me, right?
That's right.
And I wanted my former healthy, vibrant self again. I
Yeah.
had lost her. And so I would say that for the first step mentally was getting in touch with what I was saying to myself every day,
Yeah.
how I was talking to myself when I looked in the mirror, the messages I would say. I wasn't even giving myself the messages I would give my clients. I could say all the
Um,
right things for them, but I couldn't turn it around on me. So I started to do that, and I started to say, I'm going to find out, I'm going to do my research, and I'm going to win. And I just started having a win mindset, that no matter what it takes, I'm going to win at this. I'm going to come to my health again.
that's
And I
right.
think that a lot of times we sabotage our success because we see our life and we see all the stressors that we're dealing with. Like right now, I talk to a lot of people who are caring for their parents or
Yeah.
caring for a family member at this stage, and they say, I just don't have the time for me because I got to do this for mom. I got to do this for dad. I got to do
Right.
all these things, right? That's not true, though. You do have time for yourself.
That's right.
You're making a choice not to take those moments.
Right.
And so I learned that I was making choices to remain stressed. I was making choices to ignore symptoms and signs.
Yeah.
Not because I wanted to hurt myself, because I didn't know any different. So when you know different, you start to do different,
That's
right?
Yeah.
And then allowing myself to ask for help and allowing myself to be vulnerable and transparent that I was suffering
Yeah.
and not to be so proud that, this isn't happening to me, and
Mhm.
allowing people to step into my life and say, we love you, we support you, we got
Very
you,
important.
you're going to get through this, that part.
Yeah. Wow. Just having that love and accountability around you, is very
Yeah.
important. And you just said it too. You come first. If we don't take care of us first, I say it probably every time I sit down and talk to someone, if you don't take care of you first, you can't take care of the other people around you. There's no way. So pour into you and do the things that you need to do for you first. Eat the things that you need to eat. Be in the environments that you need to be in, those non-stressful environments,
Yes.
and just be, because I mean, it's not just physical, right? It's mental, it's spiritual, it's everything. So just make sure that you are just surrounding yourself with those things that definitely, de-stress you, that don't give you that stress. So that's for sure.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes. So Cassie, we are actually getting up to this. It is a short message on our Mental Monday. So I want, just give us a message for our audience. What is something, because we're going to be bringing her back, y'all. She's actually going to be our cover girl for June. So you are going to see Cassie and her business and all the things that she is into. And we're also going to be bringing her back again for a full interview in June. So Cassie, do you have a special message before we close up shop today?
Yes. My message is level up on your health.
That's
Level up.
right. Level up, level up.
You matter.
Yes.
You matter. Take drastic measures on your health. It's worth every amount of money you may need to spend. It's worth your time. It's worth your legacy that you leave for those coming behind you.
Yes.
It is the key to life. And I say health, spiritual, mental, financial, and physical. All of that matters. So level up. No more excuses.
That's right.
Don't give yourself any excuses. Give yourself opportunities. Create opportunities and level up. It is so worth it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cassandra. So if y'all want to stay connected with Coach Cassandra, you can visit her at coachcassandracc.com. Thank you again, Coach
Thank
Cassandra, for joining
you.
us today on our Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Mental and Motivation Monday. We will see you soon.
Bye-bye, everyone.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. You guys take care.